Alright, y'all, she is finished. I'm still waiting for some grip tape for the gas tank down there. Need to get some black medium grip tape, you know. Any that I try to install that's made for dirt bikes doesn't stick long enough, you know, it doesn't stay on or anything, so I have to get some special stuff like for skateboards and stuff like that. So still waiting on that to come in, but everything else is finished. She's looking great. This is Mr. White, in case y'all didn't know. Had this bike for many years. My favorite dirt bike of all time. And a 1992 graphics kit is installed. Really pleased how it turned out. It's a custom seat by Moto Seat with little ribs on it. I really like that. I may do a few little decals on the rear fender there, you know, like right along in here, just some regular little decals. Maybe for the front fender also. Or I may just leave it the way it is. It's the first time I've done any sort of retro kit on this bike. So really happy with it. Check out our, I got tons of videos on this bike, including maintenance and repair and rebuilds, engine rebuilds and stuff like that. Tips on how to, do maintenance on your dirt bike. So check out the link below and the thumbnail you'll see. Just little things you can do to your bike, as well as major things you can do if you need to do an engine rebuild, bottom end, transmission work, all that. I've got videos on all that because this was completely rebuilt last year. So it was quite exciting, to say the least. Rg3 Triple Clamps. They're rubber mounted triple clamps, which is awesome because it takes away a little bit of the vibration when, how two strokes, they vibrate quite a bit. ASV Pro unbreakable levers, both sides. The Pro adjuster for the clutch. Goodridge brake lines. Oversized brake rotors, front and rear. That's Achirby's plastics you see on it. A lot of Achirby's parts on here. They're one of our channel supporters. Achirby's frame guard right there. This right here. Achirby's chain guide underneath there. I really like that. Achirby's skid plate on the bottom. They make good quality stuff, It's got an Electron 38mm carburetor. I got a couple of videos on that, as well as riding the bike. This bike will now pull a gear higher in the same conditions, all due to the carburetor. So if you've heard about the Electron carburetor and you're on the fence about it, I recommend it. I mean, the stock carburetor is fine for most people, but if you're just looking for something cool to do to your bike, get Electron 38mm carb for this thing. It's pretty slick. Boysen water pump cover, Boysen clutch cover, moto hose, coolant hoses. Some other bling here and there. It's just a great riding bike. I really enjoy it. I don't get to ride it enough. But I've turned into a fair weather rider in my old age. So once the weather cools off in a few weeks, I'll get back out there for the rest of the year, most likely. And this bad boy will be ready to rock and roll. Anyway, just wanted to show you all real quick how the graphics turned out and the seat and all that. Really pleased with it. If you're trying to do graphics on your bike, I highly recommend you use a heat gun. Especially after you get it laid on there, it'll help you shape it, shape them around corners and things, because these plastics have all kinds of edges and corners that are kind of difficult. So use a heat gun, while you're laying it on there, or if you got a couple of small bubbles in it, you can like stick it with a stick pin or a razor blade and then heat it with your heat gun and it'll get rid of the bubbles. But it came out pretty good. The only one that's difficult is the right side, because it's got such a bow, for the exhaust. It is kind of difficult to lay this on cleanly. That always happens with that side though for this bike. I may do different bar pad color. Maybe now, I don't know. May do something that matches the rest of the bike a little bit better. Hammerhead gear shifter tip. Hammerhead's a great brand. The billet, they do billet aluminum, shifter parts and all that. Hour meter with a tachometer. All kinds of goodies. Radiator braces. Radiator braces are a godsend. If you fall over, they will prevent your radiators from getting smushed. They definitely work. I do factory connection shock springs. What else? Talon sprockets, RK chain, RK gold chain. And the company that does my suspension is in Woodstock, Georgia. Go to traction.com. That's with 2 X's. You can ship them your equipment, front and rear shock, forks and all that. You can ship it to them. They will rebuild them and set them up how you want and ship them back to you. I highly recommend them. They are top notch. They know their stuff for sure. They're in Woodstock, Georgia, which is north of Atlanta, but you can just ship them your stuff and they'll do the work for you and send it back. So highly recommend it. Make sure you tell them Biker Dave from Horsepower House sent you if you send your stuff in. Anywho, that's it. Mr. White looking fantastic. 1992 kit installed. Y'all have a great evening. We shall see y'all later. Make sure you Google Horsepower House and look through our channel for all kinds of cool stuff.